And this question has been asked in Bloomberg 64 times. So let us just look at the question and what the problem statement states. So the problem statement states that so we have been given an underground railway system that keeps track of the customer travel between different stations. Sorry, and we have to calculate the average time. So we have to implement a class. So what does my class have? I have to implement an underground system class, and in my underground system class, there is a void check-in function which consists of a ID that is a person who is traveling. It's that person's ID, and each ID belongs to a certain person. Then there is a string station name. The station name is the one from where he starts his journey or from where he departs. And then there is a time at what time he starts the journey. Then there is another function void checkout, which also consists of int ID, a string station name, and int t. And the station name here is the one where he stops his journey, and the t is the time when he stops his journey. And there is another function double get average time. So what this function does is it returns the average time that take has been taken to travel between the start station and end station, and I have to return the average time in the end. And the start time will be always be less than end time. So what does the question state? If, for example, I have a station with cities A, B, C, and D, and these are my another cities like B, C, D, E. So, for example, a person with ID 1 comes and he starts his journey from station A at time 2, and he completes his journey at station E at time 10. And if I get the average, so it will be 10 minus 2 divided by 1, which will give me a 8, and I have to return it in double, so it will be my answer. So now just let us just take the test case they have given, and let me explain on the basis of that. Okay, so this is the test case which has been given to us. So first of all, underground system is called, and then check-in is called. So the ID is given, the station is given, and the time is given. This one is for check-in, this one is for check-in, and this one here is for check-out. Right, I will draw the checkout with the white one. So ID, station, and time. So let us just go in and fill it as it is given. So first of all, check-in is underground system class is called, and then there is check-in. So check-in is ID is 45, the station is Leighton, and the time is 3. Okay, then again check-in is called, and the ID is 32, the station is Paradise, maybe from Attack on Titan. Then the time is 8. Then after that, again a check-in is called for the ID 27, and the station is Leighton again, and the time is 10. Then we see a checkout is called, and the checkout is called for the ID 45 at Waterloo station, and time is 15. Then after that, another checkout is called at for 27 at Waterloo, right? 27 for Waterloo, and the exit time is 20. Then another checkout is called for 32 at Cambridge. The station is Cambridge, and the time is 22. And after that, we get an average time. So when we get average time, okay, get average time, and it is between Paradise and Cambridge. So we have to find the average time taken by every customer who started his journey from Paradise to Cambridge, right? This is what I have to find. Let us just look at here. Okay, so from Paradise, who started his journey? 32 started his journey from Paradise at time 8, and he reached okay, 32 also reached Cambridge at time 22. So he reached at Cambridge at time 22. So 22 minus 8 will give me 14.00, and I will return that as my answer, right? So this will be my output for that. Then after that, I have another check-in. Oh, sorry. After that, I have another get average time, and this time I have to get the average time between Leighton and Waterloo. So Leighton and Waterloo. So between Leighton and Waterloo, okay, two people have started their journey. So 45 also started his journey at Leighton, and 27, the person with ID 27 also started his journey at Leighton. So the person with ID 45 starts his journey at 3, and he ends his journey at 15. Then the person with ID 27 starts his journey at 10, and he ends his journey at Waterloo at 20. What will be the average? It will be subtraction of the start end time minus start time for both these divided by the number of times, number of people who were included in the journey. So it is 12 plus 10 divided by 2, which gives me 11.00. So this is how the question is. Now, how we can do this question is the point. So as we can see, we have ID and station and time. So somehow we have to maintain a mapping for ID and station as well as their corresponding time. So how we can do that? For mapping purpose, we can easily use a map or hash, we can say. So let us start. I have an unordered map. I have an unordered map that is named check-in. Check in. So this is my first map. And what this map is storing is, this map is storing something as ID, mapping with ID and a pair of station and time, right? This is what this map is storing, ID with station and time. So let us go for my check-in. First, the check-in was called. So for ID 45, I have station Lytton with 3, time 3. This is a pair. These are stored as pair. So the map is something like unordered map of int pair of string comma int. I hope so you got that. Then another one is 32 with station paradise, and he starts his journey at time 8. Then another one is Leighton. The ID is 27. He starts his journey at Leighton, and then the ID is 10. Oh, sorry, the time is 10. So this is my check-in. Now I will make another map. It will be my checkout map, right? Checkout. And what it will store? It will store a string and a pair of double and int. Why double? Because we have to return our answer in double, and so that we will take my value as double beforehand, so that I don't have to explicitly convert them afterwards. So what it will store? It will store something like this. So what this string will store? It will store the whole root, right? It will store the whole root. What does the whole root means? It means it will store start station plus end station. This is what it will be storing. So now how we will go? So we have another function, like we can see here. We are given another function checkout here, and checkout has some ID also given. So if person is checking in, if he has started his travel with some ID, then definitely he will check out with some ID as well. So there cannot be a time when a person hasn't been started his journey and has uh, completed his journey. We have to start a journey before completing my journey. So that is what we will keep in mind here. So this is my check-in function. This is my whole check-in function. All I have to do in check-in function is this. Now my checkout function comes. Checkout. I have given a ID at my checkout, and station name, and a time at which he reaches their station. So the concept for that is, if person has checked in, then only he will check out. So I will come here. I will check if I have checked in. So I don't have to check it because it is in the question. Like obviously he will check in, then he will check out. So if check-in.id will give me the start station, it will give me the start station and start time, right? It will give me start station so and start time. So I will make two variables. One will be a start station, and another one will be a start time. And start station, it will be equal to check in map at that ID dot first, right? So check-in of ID of 45, if I take is this, and at his first is Leighton. So this station will store the value Leighton for first time if the ID is 45, and it will store as start time will be check ID, check in ID dot second. What it will store? It will store the value 8. Oh, sorry, it will store the value 3. So this stores Leighton, this stores 3. Now I can make my checkout map. How I will make my checkout map? I will concatenate my strings, that is start station and end station, which have been provided to me in this function. So I will make my checkout map something like this: checkout, and it will be start station plus I will keep some character inside them. I'll tell you why we are considering this character. I will just highlight it. Why we are considering this character, I will tell you later on. But till then, stay with me. And we will add end station, right? and at the same time dot first. So what is the first storing? The first is storing the time. What is the time taken by a particular function? This is what we are storing. So initially it will be 0. So what we will store? We will store the time here. First equals plus equals to t minus the time taken for that. So it will be start time, right? I hope so you got this, what I am doing here. At my checked out map, I am making a route that is from, if example, from Layton underscore Waterloo, for an example, and it has a value of time as something. At his first, I will store the value of start time, like 10 minus 3, which will be 7. So I have a map something like this, Layton to Waterloo equals to 7 comma, and for the second, that is the int, it will store the count, how many times it is coming, so that we can calculate the average. So it will be storing count. We will also do a count, for we will do a plus 1, right? So that is what we will do. And for the average time, it is pretty simple. When we will code it, everything will be clear if we see the code. And for the average time, what we will be doing is, we will just get this checkout map, and we will get its first value divided by its second value. So checked out of ID, right? Sorry, ID will not be there, root will be there, right? Divided by iska root by second. Now the main concept is why I am doing this. If you do it without this any character, you will get like two test cases will fail. And why is that so? Let us discuss. So for an example, I have city A, I have another city AA. Okay, and here I have these are my starting cities stations, and these are my ending stations. It has a value AB and it has a value B. And now if I don't use underscore or some other character, and if I map them using my root in other map, what it will be? It will be AAB for this one, and for this one it will also be AAB. So as you can see, both these cities are considered to be same. So for that, we will be using some character, for example, underscore and some other character. So it will be, if I use underscore, it will be A underscore AB and AA underscore B. And these two cities are considered to be different, right? So this was the intuition for this thing, adding the character between the cities. So now let us just move to the code part, and we will just code it.
Okay, so now let us just move to the coding part. So as you can see here on my screen, this question has been asked in Bloomberg 64 times. So what we will be doing, we will be making two maps as we have discussed, and we will be taking unordered map. One will be of a int and a pair of string and int, and we will name it check-in. And we will be making another map, and it will be a type of string with a pair of double and int, and we will name it checkout. Now in my underground system, this one we will be doing anything, and let us move to here. And here what we will be doing, we will be just inserting the values into my map check-in. So check-in of ID will be equal to, we will make a pair of string, that is station name, along with the time t. Now in my void checkout, what we will be doing is, first of all we need to get the values of the end station and the time at which the person reached the end station. So we will be using the ID for that. Let me take a auto, and it will be like, I can take end, or I can say I can take something like this, string start station. It will be equal to check in of ID dot first and int end time, oh sorry, start time. It will be equal to check in of ID dot second. Now I have got this. Since the person has completed his journey, as he has some ID, he is reaching somewhere, he has completed his journey, we don't need that person in my check-in map, so I will just erase it. So check-in of id dot erase. I'll just erase it, and after that I will insert them into my checkout. So let me just make another string, that is root, which will be equal to start station, plus let me just make another string, that is root, which will be consisting of my start station plus the end station, so it will be station name, right? And after that I will insert them into my checked out map. So it will be root map of root dot first will consist of t minus start time, and we will plus it since if there are multiple people that are starting their journey at some station and ending them, so we will add it. And checkout of route dot second plus equals to 1. If there are multiple people, we have to plus them. We have to increase the count since we have to calculate the average. So in the end I will just return checked wait a minute, let me just form another one again. So it will be string root, which will be equal to start station plus end station, end station, and in the end I will just return check out of route dot first divided by checkout of route dot second. Now let us just run this first. Okay, we have got some compile time error. Okay, there is a little bit of a syntax error. So mp dot erase and I will erase the id. Now it should work fine. T minus start time. So the test cases are passing. Let us just submit it, and thank you for watching the video, and make sure to hit that subscribe and like button. I hope to see you all in the next video.